You are looking live at Hayes High School in Beulah, Texas. And tonight we've got a district rematch with a little extra edge on it right here on the Vype Sports Media Network. The Cedar Park Timberwolves come into this game 17-10 overall, sporting a strong 5-2 record. But this matchup has been circled on the calendar for a while. These two teams met earlier in district play back in the opener where Cedar Park came up short 60-52. Tonight isn't just another game, it's a chance for revenge, a chance to even the series, and a chance to keep momentum rolling with 7 games left in the regular season. Standing in their way are the Hayes Hawks, also 17-10 on the year, sitting at 4-3 in district play and defending their home floor here in Beulah, Texas. This is a Hawks team that knows they can beat Cedar Park. They've already done it once, and they'll look to prove the result was no fluke as district standings continue to tighten. So tonight it's familiar foes, high stakes, and district positioning on the line. Cedar Park is chasing payback. Hayes is protecting their house. Every possession matters. Good evening, everybody. My name is Dalton Brown, and I come to you live here in Beulah, Texas on the Vype Sports Media Network, getting ready for tonight's game. Now, last game, Cedar Park was able to get a win up against Leander with a massive beatdown that I was told by, it was Liberty Hill by a final score of 53-39. Which was good after their loss against Glenn, 46-39, ending their long-standing win streak that they work to possibly continue and prevail with for the rest of the season. So we will be getting ready for this one here in Beulah, Texas. There will be an interesting matchup for this one. We'll have all the action coming to you live here on the Vype Sports Media Network. The first quarter gets underway right after this. First period of this one is about to get underway here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We're going to have tip-off here in about a minute or so. Cedar Park facing off against Hayes. So tipping off for Hayes will be Chloe Diaz, number 22, up against number 21, Anna Briner. So this first possession really matters here. And the tip is up, and Hayes is able to come away with it early on to start. Hayes dribbling it around a little bit. Into Stegall. Passing it out to number 15, Kamari Mayfield. Back over to Stegall. Back over to Chavez. Chloe Chavez with the layup. It is up and it is off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Briner. So early on, Anna Briner able to get that first rebound of the game. Passing around over to Kaylee Rogers. Rogers passing it down the court and stolen away by Hayes. Passing it around once again. Stegall with the ball over at the point guard position. Running to her left side, trying to make an open space. Shoots up a three, and this one's going to go off the rim. No good. That three-point attempt by Kamari Mayfield. Not able to drop in this one. Shot is stolen away off the hands of number 21, Anna Briner. Shoots up a three. Won't go. Shot attempt by Chloe Chavez, but is rebounded by Hayes, and that one just goes up and right into the hands of Jayla Green and back over to Hope Richardson. So Richardson has done an excellent job this season, being a 5'10", basically point guard out there on the court. Able to really play every position out there. Richardson passing it out over to Slaughter. Slaughter stumbles and goes out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touched by Hayes, so Cedar Park will get another opportunity here to try and pass it in. Briner passes out to Green. Green passes over to Richardson. Richardson puts up the three. Off the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Briner. Briner out to Rogers. Rogers back over to Richardson. Richardson trying to find some open time here. Passes back out over to Briner. Briner from deep. Back to Richardson. Richardson looking for Rogers. Rogers in the corner. Back over to Richardson. Richardson back over to Briner. Briner shoots a three. Off the rim, won't go. Rebounded Hayes. Stegall going down the court with it. Crossing up over to the right side. Just going to go off the rim. No good. She takes a stumble. Rebounded by Rogers. Rogers will rebound it here back over to Richardson. Richardson trying to buy some time over to her right. Passes it out over to Slaughter. Okay, well, apparently the stream had crashed because supposedly, for whatever reason happened, my hotspot never charged. So, we're able to get back on the stream. Luckily, we're using the Hayes Wi-Fi. First one is up, and it is no good. Meanwhile, Hayes is up 11-9 the score. I wasn't able to get who got that basket from earlier, so it's unfortunate. And a foul drawn by Cedar Park. So, got to give thanks here to Hayes High School for having this internet available in case things go wrong because of things like this. Where the Wi-Fi goes out, I also got to thank the people from Cedar Park for giving me a quick heads up early on because otherwise I'd have been talking to absolutely nobody for a little bit, which would stink because y'all wouldn't have been able to see today's segment of Today in Texas History presented by OnThisDay.com. That will be doing at halftime as always. Shot is up and rebounded by Hayes over to the right side. Pass out over to Stegall. Stegall from deep. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Briner. Anna Briner taking it down the court now. Over the paint, pass it over to Jayla Green. Green trying to make some open space here. Goes over to her right side and takes a tumble, and they're not going to call anything on that one. They're going to contest it was all ball here unless the officials see otherwise. And no, they're going to say no foul drawn. Nothing on that one. So still 11-9. No free throw attempts here for Cedar Park. Stegall, the 7-point guard, going down the court. Buying some time. Cedar Park defense trying to close the gap here and avoid any possible deep shots. Off the foot, Stegall having to make that pass out quickly. Chavez with the layup, and this is off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Kaylee Rogers. Back over to Anna Briner, over to her left. Briner trying to find somewhere to go. Jayla Green over there in the left corner. Passing it out over to Hope Richardson, who's now playing in the middle of the key. Looking for Kaylee Rogers, finds Rogers. Jayla Green sets a screen to her left. She's going to go for the pick and roll, but instead they go over to Grace Slaughter. Slaughter back over to Briner. Briner letting some slap action happen. Stegall is playing tight defense on this one, but Grace Slaughter passes out to Jayla Green. Green lets go of the ball back over to Hope Richardson, who gets it just in time, avoids a backcourt violation. Passing out to Jayla Green, back over to Grace Slaughter. Slaughter over to Kaylee Rogers. Rogers in the paint, lays it up, off the glass, no good, and a little much contact drawn on that one. And there was a little bit of a push on that one. 11-9 the score, 5 minutes left on the clock here in the second period. That was a tough defensive possession by Hayes, and Cedar Park unfortunately unable to get an opening. They tried to pass it around quickly as many times as possible. Pass to an opening and unfortunately unable to come up with anything on that. Still 11-9 the score. Stegall going down the court. For the layup, and this is off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Grace Slaughter, who passed it back out to Kaylee Rogers. Rogers passes it out to Hope Richardson. Richardson trying to buy some time, passing it out over to Jayla Green. Green finding Kaylee Rogers, who sets a screen to her left, and it's stolen away by Stegall. Hope Richardson takes a tumble. Stegall passes it out, and into the game is Nevaeh Yu, who passes it back to Kaylee Rogers. So a great steal there by Nevaeh Yu. Able to make some motion on that. Yu double teamed in the corner, and there's going to be a jump ball taken away by Hayes. So Hope Richardson will go ahead and pass this one in. The score is still 11-9. This is a tight ball game in this one. Kaylee Rogers out at deep three-point range. Passes it back out to Grace Slaughter, who passes it back to Kaylee Rogers over to Richardson. Richardson over to Yu. Yu goes into the paint, back out to Rogers for three. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded Hayes. Hayes taking it right back out the court. That was rebounded by number 15, Camry Mayfield. Mayfield passes it back out over to Stegall. Stegall goes for three. Off the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Diaz. Diaz lays it up, won't go. Rebounded by Rogers, who will now take it back in. Rogers trying to buy some time. Hope Richardson back over to Nevaeh Yu. Richardson sets a screen to her right. Nevaeh Yu passes it back to Jayla Green. Shoots up a three. Bang! It's good! Jayla Green from deep gets her second three-pointer of the game, and it puts it at 8 points for her in this one. Stegall with the layup. Won't go. Rebounded Slaughter. Back out to Kaylee Rogers. It is a 12-11 game in the second quarter. Kaylee Rogers buys some time back out to Grace Slaughter. Slaughter looking for Kaylee Rogers. Rogers going over to the right side, passing it out to Nevaeh Yu. Nevaeh Yu over to Jayla Green in the corner. Back out to Nevaeh Yu, who goes back to Kaylee Rogers. Rogers back over to Grace Slaughter. Slaughter looks for Rogers. Instead goes for Nevaeh Yu, who goes into the paint. Passes it about to Kaylee Rogers. Back to Grace Slaughter. Here's the shot. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded Hayes. Stolen away by Kaylee Rogers, who forces it out. It's good! Kaylee Rogers gets her first bucket of the game on a steal. Just taking it out of the hands of the defenders. Snatching it right out and putting that light up right away. And timeout is called. 2 minutes here in the second period of action. We'll go right to a commercial break here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We'll be right back with more coverage of Cedar Park Timberwolves ladies basketball after this commercial break. Two minutes, 1 second left to go on the clock here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Cedar Park leads this one 14-11 against the Hayes Hawks here in Buda, Texas. Stegall will take it right back in. She had a monstrous first period and right now looking to extend that in here into the second period. Hayes hasn't scored in the past 6 minutes and 23 seconds, so see if they are able to change that here. Stegall puts up a shot from the free throw line. Won't go. Rebounded Grace Slaughter. One-handed like Odell Beckham Jr. Hope Richardson taking it down the court, trying to take some time as much as she can. Passes it out to Nevaeh Yu, who's over in the key. Jayla Green is over in front of her, but she goes over to Hope Richardson to her left. Richardson going up for the layup and actually passes it out to Jayla Green over in the corner. Passes it back to Nevaeh Yu. Yu going into the paint, finding Kaylee Rogers, but it gets stolen as it's between her and Gabby Burleson. They're going to go ahead and say Burleson had more possession of that one. 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. And Hayes is just able to dribble with efficiency and speed. She runs over to her right side, passing it out to her right over to Camry Mayfield. Back over to the right side, over in the corner is Gabby Burleson. Burleson trying to push her way through past Kaylee Rogers. She passes it back out to Camry Mayfield, being guarded by Grace Slaughter. Back out to Stegall, still guarded by Grace Slaughter, who gets set a screen on. Here's the layup, and they're able to rebound it. Not enough contact drawn. They're going to say up, down, but Hayes was able to get more possession of that one for only a slight amount of time. Hope Richardson will go ahead and pass this one in. 38 seconds left on the clock here in the first half of action. Kaylee Rogers going for some speed, and she passed it a little too high over to Grace Slaughter. Goes out of bounds. They were trying to go way too quickly on that one. Here comes Stegall down the court. Stegall trying to make some open time here. She's going to go over to her left. Back over to the left, going for the steal. Over to Jayla Green. Jayla Green able to draw a foul on that one. 6 seconds left on the clock. And with those 6 seconds, they'll go ahead and pass it in. Hope Richardson will pass it in. Have an opportunity here to get a slight opening before the end of the half. And she chooses Kaylee Rogers as the target. Rogers passes back to Hope Richardson. Here's a shot by Slaughter. Won't go. And a little bit of roughhousing at the end of that one. And that will be the end of the first half of action. It is a close one here. 14-11 the score. And we will go to halftime with our segment of Today in Texas History presented by OnThisDay.com right after this here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Actually, we got ourselves a half-court shot attempt, so we got to listen to this. This guy makes us out be insane. Aww. Well, as we mentioned in the past before, there are two things that Texans take their most pride in, and that is their sports and their history in the state. And one thing that all athletic coaches have in common is most of them are history teachers, and we like to implement both of those things in our segment of Today in Texas History, presented by OnThisDay.com. So today is the date, January 20th, and on this day a few events had happened, and we'll start with 1798 when Anson James was born in Massachusetts. He was a doctor, businessman, congressman, and the fourth and last president of the Republic of Texas. In 1891, almost 100 years later, James Hogg took office as the first native-born governor of Texas. In 1968, Houston ended UCLA's 47-game winning streak with a 71-69 victory at the Astrodome before 52,693 fans. The game also set an NCAA attendance record. In 1989, Alex Moore, a famous blues pianist from Dallas who combined blues, ragtime, and boogie, passed away. And in 2002, Joe Nukwidik, the Dallas Stars player, played his 1,000th career NHL game. And we got today's Texas Quote of the Day presented by Renee Zellweger. And the quote reads like this: "Deep down, I'm a Texas girl looking for that big romance every girl dreams about. Biologically, I look forward to being a cornerstone of a family." So there you go, a bunch of lover girls now come into this segment. We went from historians to comedians to lover girls. How about that? We'll be right back here on the Vype Sports Media Network with the second half coverage of today's game here from Buda, Texas. And the halftime has come to an end, which means the beginning of the second half of action here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Score still 14-11. Cedar Park leads in this one. We watched a halftime half-court shot attempt contest that, well, I mean, goes the way it does, right? First shot is up and it is good. Hayes getting up and scoring quickly in this one, not wasting any time. It is 14-13 to score. That one was Gabby Burleson's second bucket, I believe, of the game, simply because we don't know who scored that 11th point, so we're going to assume that is her second bucket of the game. Hope Richardson takes a layup, and this one won't go, but she will draw a foul and go to the line for two. $14 to 13 to score in this one. For those of y'all just joining in, I am Dalton Brown. Broadcasting director Merle Bertrand is making sure the broadcast goes well as usual. Skylar Gillespie is my quality analyst. And Zuda Van Cat, our broadcast manager, making sure that everything product-wise is still going well. Second layup attempt is no good. She goes 0 for 2 on the free throws on that attempt, so no dice there for Hope Richardson. Stegall with a layup attempt, won't draw the foul. She thought she was hit pretty hard, but to no avail. Second layup attempt won't go. Once again, rebounded Hayes. A deep three attempt won't go. Rebounded Stegall. Stegall with a second chance opportunity. Stopped by Jayla Green. And no fouls drawn on that one. And it's one where everybody kind of thought that somebody was going to draw, but to no avail. So 14-13 still. A bit of hard contact all around on that one. Almost turned into a wrestling match for a second. Slaughter finding time to Rogers. Rogers passing it back out over to Briner. Briner looking for Jayla Green. This is tipped away by Stegall, but there will be no backcourt violation since Stegall touched it last. A little bit of contact there. Hope Richardson trying to get past Chavez. Richardson lays it up and it's off the rim, no good, and she takes a slap at it, trying to reach on that one. Still 14-13. This is still a tough, low-scoring affair in this one compared to Cedar Park's last game. It'll be interesting to see how this one ends. Stegall passing it back out over to Burleson. Burleson pushing in. Mayfield travels on that one. She was dribbling to her left and just brought that other foot over way too quickly. So Cedar Park now will take possession. Briner over to Richardson, who is going to bring it down the court. Passing it back out over to Kaylee Rogers. Rogers dribbling over to the right side. Drops it, passes it quickly to Grace Slaughter, passes it over to Anna Briner. Briner over in the corner trying to find some time. Finding Kaylee Rogers, but just trying to back up as much as possible, get away from Stegall. Over to Grace Slaughter. Slaughter out in the corner. Slaughter finding Jayla Green. Green go for the paint. Here's the layup, and it is good! Jayla Green with the shot. Green's got her 10th point of the game. Another double-digit performance by Jayla Green. 16-13 the score. Stegall draws the foul, and she will go to the line for two. And I'm sure Stegall is kind of glad about that one. There's a few times that she thought she had the foul drawn, but to no success. 16-13 to score. And Stegall is such a great shooter, honestly. I mean, she's able to find her shots and execute whenever she needs to. She's guarded heavily. First shot is up, and this is good. Stegall with another bucket. That is her 8th point of the game. She's 1 for 1 from the line. Second shot by Stegall. This is going to go off the rim and won't go. She'll go 1 for 2 on the free throws. This will give Cedar Park an opportunity here to open it up. Hope Richardson finding Briner. Briner lays it up, and Briner takes it in. Anna Briner's got her 4th point of the game. Stegall going down court. And Draws the foul off of Hope Richardson. No, they're going to say it was a charge. Hope Richardson liking that one, able to get this team rallied around and hype. You know Cedar Park wants that revenge from that opening district game. 7 games left in this Timberwolves regular season, and Cedar Park trying to play as heavily as possible for these next few games. And off the foot of Jayla Green, but picked up by Grace Slaughter, who passes it back over to Anna Briner. Briner trying to get off Seagal, passes it out over to Grace Slaughter. Screen set by Hope Richardson. Here's the layup. It is good! Grace Slaughter's got her first bucket of the game, and it counts for 2. And timeout called by the Hawks. So we will take a short commercial break here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We'll be right back right after this halftime. 20-14 to score. Your Timberwolves lead. Back here live on the Vype Sports Media Network. 20-14 to score. Your Cedar Park Timberwolves lead in this one. And the Lady Timberwolves going from a tight ball game where they were seemingly down for a majority of it to having an opportunity to really open this thing up. Stegall going down the line here. Over to her right. And this is stolen away by Hope Richardson, tipped off by Anna Briner. Briner down court. There's Grace Slaughter. Slaughter passing out to Jayla Green, who's in the paint. She lays it up, and it's good. Jayla Green getting it done here. Green with now her 12th point of the game, making it a 22-14 lead here in the third period of action. Shot is up by Stegall. It won't go. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. This crowd is getting tense here. The stomping of the feet getting louder and louder. Kaylee Rogers over on the left of the key. Rogers with the layup, and it is good. Kaylee Rogers with 4 points in this one. 24-14 here in this third period of action. Stegall going down the key, passing it back out and over to Chavez. Chavez passing it back out over to Mayfield. Mayfield trying to buy some time over to her right, passing it back over to Burleson. Burleson finding Chavez. Chavez going up for the layup. Here it is, and it is no good. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. It's a 10-point lead for the Timberwolves. Richardson back out over to Briner. Rogers sets a screen to the left, but does not work in many form or fashion. Briner passes about to Richardson, who passes over to Slaughter, who passes back out over to Jayla Green. Hope Richardson goes for the screen, and a foul will be drawn by Jayla Green. They're going to say it was on Gabby Burleson, who also goes to the ground on that one. She's able to get up, however. So she's able to draw the foul. This will be passed in by Anna Briner. Briner passes out to Kaylee Rogers. Rogers goes off the tip, won't go. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. They're going to draw another foul on that one. And it'll be Richardson drawing the foul, so she'll go to the line for 2. Richardson looking to recover from her 0 for 2 effort on the last free throw attempt, so we'll see if she's able to open up this game. This one. First free throw is up, and it is good! Hope Richardson gets her first free throw of the game, and it extends it to an 11-point lead here in the third period. 2 minutes and 37 seconds left here in this third period of action. 1 for 3 for free throws. Going for that second one, and it is off the rim. Won't go. Rebounded by Hayes. The Hawks will dribble down court. And this is going to go just out of bounds on that one. Stegall with a little too much velocity to the left side and unable to get much going with that. Kaylee Rogers now will take this one in. Jayla Green over to her left. Hope Richardson to her right. She picks Richardson, who passes back to Rogers, who passes back over to Jayla Green. Green looking to buy some time over to her right. There's a little bit of a double team going on here, and it's stolen away by Hayes. And a foul will be drawn by Hayes. Number 21, Kayla Bookmeyer. No, excuse me, number 10, Gabby Burleson is able to draw that foul from Jayla Green. Stegall passing it back out over to Mayfield. Mayfield passing it back over to her right. Trying to play some solid defense here. Burleson passing it out, shoots up a three, and it's good. Chloe Chavez with her first bucket of the game. It's a 3-point shot. It's a 25-17 game with 1 minute 40 seconds left on the clock. And it's stolen away by Hayes. Rogers able to fall on top of it. And they're going to say it's going to go over to the Hawks, and coach trying to plead her case on that one. I'm sure she's thinking that was not in fact touched by Cedar Park before it went out of bounds. Over to the right side, gonna go for the paint, and it's stolen away by Jayla Green. Green buying some time over to Hope Richardson. And if I'm trying to see if I can raise this camera up, but I can't. Unfortunately, but that's all right. We'll make it work. Briner passed it out over to Slaughter, who gets some open space, finding Jayla Green, who's up in the corner, shoots up a three. Bang! It's good! Jayla Green sinks the three, and she's got 15 in this one. This one's laid up and won't go. Stegall will draw the foul on that one. 28-11 the score. 36 seconds left on the clock here in this third period of action. But Stegall will have an opportunity here to at least bring it down a notch. First free throw up, no good. And I got to say, that was a great shot by Jayla Green, able to buy some time to her left, getting some open space, and that was just perfect timing there. Great offense being able to make that opening. She's able to take that wide open corner three and extending the lead here. Second shot won't go. 0 for 2 on the free throws is Stegall. Rebounded and passed over to Hope Richardson. Briner trying to buy some time, looking for Slaughter. Slaughter not able to get that opening, so she goes to Hope Richardson instead. Richardson going into the paint, does a 360 and bang! Hope Richardson's got 5 in this one, and that was a nice one on that. Showing a little razzle-dazzle in the wise words of Michael Jordan, or Michael Jordan's mom, I should say. 30-17 to score in the third period of action. 0.3 seconds left to go on the clock, and that'll more than likely do it for this third period of action. The last 8 minutes on the clock will be set, and this will be the final 8 in a chance for revenge here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Well, a Jayla Green three-pointer and a Hope Richardson 360 mid-range shot is what left us with a 30-17 score with the last 8 minutes to go here in the final minutes of this, or in the final period of this one. For those of y'all once again joining in, I am Dalton Brown. Broadcasting director is Merle Bertrand, making sure that everything about the broadcast goes solid. Product manager Suda Venkat, making sure that every bit of my products are working, including my encoder, my camera, and my laptops. And Skylar Gillespie, our quality analyst, making sure that the stream quality is not 140 HP and is instead something high quality for those listening in all around the country. And we come right back to this one here from Buda, Texas. Stegall, who's got 8 in this one. She went 0 for 2 on her free throw attempt earlier. And Hayes trying to quickly make some magic here. And rebounded by Hope Richardson, who took some pretty solid contact on that one. Will go down court. Richardson passing out to Kaylee Rogers. This one is bounced around. Stolen away by Stegall. Stegall using that speed, and this is tipped off and stolen away. It was Grace Slaughter who tipped it, and then Jayla Green who was able to come away with it. 7:16 left on the clock. Got Hope Richardson down the court. Trying not to get blocked. Kaylee Rogers going in for the paint. Passing over to Jayla Green. No, actually it was Anna Briner. They're going to say it was a jump ball on that one. And Briner's trying to plead her case on that one. Briner passing out over to Hope Richardson. Richardson over to Green. Green trying to buy some time, and this is swatted away, but she's going to draw a foul. And I got to say once again, it's a great ball game here and a great atmosphere that I always enjoy here at Cedar Park. Pass over to Briner. Briner buying some time, finding Grace Slaughter. Slaughter back over to Hope Richardson. Richardson over here from the key. Looking over deep, trying to find some wide open space. Unable to do so, and they're going to call timeout on this one as coach wants to get everything situated here and figure out where to go from there. So we're going to take another commercial break here on the Vype Sports Media Network. The score is still 30-17. Cedar Park leads in this one, and we're going to take a short break and hear from our commercial messages. Cedar Park Lady Timberwolves basketball on the Vype Sports Media Network. Drawing a couple fouls and being able to get the ball back and almost thrown away, but Kaylee Rogers able to get it in quickly. Passing it back over to Grace Slaughter, and Slaughter takes it away on the assist by Kaylee Rogers. Grace Slaughter's got 4 buckets in this one. 32-17 to score. Stegall going down the court trying to find some open space in this one. Nice time over to Chavez. Chavez takes the shot up, and it is off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Grace Slaughter, who passes it back out to Hope Richardson. Richardson trying to buy as much time as she possibly can. Grace Slaughter finding Hope Richardson in the corner. Richardson puts up a 3. Off the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Rogers, who then takes it over to Slaughter. Slaughter won't let that one go through. Rebounded by Hayes. And they're going to say is So there's a foul drawn by Hayes. .551 left on the clock. A 15-point lead for Cedar Park that they hope to keep intact. Stegall takes that shot up quickly, rapid fire, and it won't go. Rebounded by Anna Briner. 5:43 left on the clock, and Hope Richardson is going to go down court. Jayla Green. Double teamed up. Green trying to get out as much as she can. And Jayla Green is trying to plead that there was a lot of contact on that one, but not enough to contest. 5:28 on the clock. Stegall. Passing it out to her left. Slaughter trying to get as quickly to the corner as she could. Over to the left and laid up and won't go, but they're going to draw the foul on that one, so she will go to the line for 2. These 2 free throws will be taken by number 2, Chloe Chavez. Chavez has already got 3 points in this one. She'll get an opportunity for these free throws. First shot is up, and it is good. 32-18 the score. There's a lot of pressure being built early on. This next shot is also good. So she goes 2 for 2 on the free throws, and she's got 5 points in this one. Well, Cedar Park noticed that earlier in the game, in the first quarter especially, that the Hayes defense was just playing tight, giving no space, no room to breathe even on that one. And it's something I'm sure that coach has alerted them about since their first matchup of the district season. But they were able to break some room on that one, make some space early on, and open up a lead to 32-19 is what we're at right now. That third period of action is what really did it, as Cedar Park went in with a 14-11 lead after the end of the first half, but able to really push that gap up and bring in the space and bring the boom, as some people would say. 5:05 on the clock. Hope Richardson going to rebound it in, passing it over to Kaylee Rogers. Rogers over to the left side, passing right behind over to Hope Richardson. Richardson likes the time over to her right. Kaylee Rogers able to take it in, back over to Hope Richardson. Richardson trying to find some open space here. Passing it into the free throw line over to Jayla Green. Green over to her left. Going for the step back and push over to the right side from the paint, and she's going to draw the foul and go to the line for 2. Jayla Green just tried to push in as much as she could on that one, and she knew that she was going to have a lot of contact and thought might as well go for it from here, and she did exactly that, and she was able to get the call. She's got 15 points in this one. First shot is off the front rim, no good. Second chance opportunity. Second one will go through. Jayla Green's got 16 on that one. She went 1 for 2 on that attempt. Stegall going down the court. She dribbles over to her left side, passing that over the corner to Chavez. Chavez over to the right side, and it is taken, laid up, and won't go. Rebounded by Grace Slaughter, who puts some effort into that one. Gets physical with it. 4 minutes and 21 seconds left on the clock. Cedar Park has possession. Anna Briner over to the right, pushing her way through, back over to the left. Jayla Green is open, but they choose Kaylee Rogers, and this will be last touch by Stegall. Pass over to Jayla Green. Green from mid-range won't go. Rebounded by Hayes. That was taken by number 10, Gabby Burleson. Burleson is able to take it down the court. Carrie Mayfield trying to make some magic happen. Stegall for three. Won't go. Rebounded by Slaughter. And Stegall try to get physical with it, and they will choose the up-down on that. I think Hope Richardson's trying to plead some kind of case on that one. 3:47 on the clock. Kaylee Rogers playing against a tight defense, and it is stolen away by number 21, Kayla Brockmeyer. Brockmeyer, I should say. India Segal over to her right, passing out over to Chloe Chavez. Chavez with the layup, and this is not going to go, and no foul called on that one. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Still a 14-point lead in this one, I should say. Stolen away by Brockmeyer. She's now got 2 steals in the last minute. And taken back away by Grace Slaughter. Slaughter said, "You can do that, so can I." And timeout is going to be taken by Hayes, and he will take some time to reflect and see what they can do to get some openings on this one. And what you got to notice in this one is that Cedar Park has played the starters for most of this game. The only substitution I saw was Nevaeh Yu coming into this game earlier, and you know Cedar Park is trying to roll with the same players that have been able to make this lead happen, and they know about what happened their first game against Hayes, and they don't want to change anything if there's momentum now. A 14-point lead in this one, and quite frankly, you are this close in district, you want to make sure that you're able to show dominance in every single game, and if that means you have to leave your starters in as long as possible, then by all means, that's what they're going to do here. They know they want this revenge game. They know what happened last game. They had a couple of fans talking about officiating for some reason, and you know they want that satisfaction of being able to beat Hayes in this one because they know they can. And that'll be the end of the halftime. 3 minutes, 2 seconds left on the clock. Cedar Park will be taking this one in. It is currently 1 hour since the game has started. Kaylee Rogers passing it back over to Hope Richardson, who's in the free throw line, trying to push her way around. Finding Kaylee Rogers, who's at deep. Rogers goes over to Slaughter, who passes back over to Richardson. Richardson back over to Slaughter, trying to buy some time. Hope Richardson from the free throw line. And they're going to draw a foul on that one. They're going to say that foul was drawn by Cedar Park. So doing exactly what they want to do here. Run the clock down as much as you possibly can while keeping that lead intact. Grace Slaughter passing out over to Anna Briner. Briner finding Kaylee Rogers. Rogers from the midpoint, and it's good. Kaylee Rogers has got 6 in this one and extends Cedar Park's lead. And blocked away. Blocked away by Kaylee Rogers, it looked like. Making it happen. And Hope Richardson is going to get knocked down on that one. They're going to draw the foul. They're going to say that was number 21, Kayla Brockmeyer, fouling on Hope Richardson. They want to be careful here for sure with these fouls because they know they're going to come soon to the free throw side of things. Jayla Green passing it back out over to Briner. Anna Briner backing up a bit. Briner going in, passing over to Kaylee Rogers. Rogers back over to Briner. Briner from the midpoint. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Slaughter. And Slaughter draws a foul. So Grace Slaughter is going to go to the line for 2. She's already got 4 points in this one. An opportunity here to give Cedar Park a 19-point advantage. She can sink both of these. First one off the rim, no good. Second one is up. She goes 1 for 2 on that attempt and is able to get one on the board. It is 36 to 19. No, 37-19, I should say. That was a mess up on my part for not having that score out. And Stegall is able to draw the foul. India Stegall went 0 for 2 on her last free throw attempts. And she's able to sink that first one to get a little bit of an extra boost there. It's 37 to 20 to score. Stegall's got 9 in this one. Chance for a double-digit performance again. And this will go off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. Richardson able to draw the foul on that one, as Brockmeyer just got a little too close. So Hope Richardson will go to the line for 2 more. She's already got 5 in this one. Make it 6, as that first free throw is good. The bleachers are shaking with anticipation as she goes 2 for 2. 39 to 20 the score. Stegall with a midpoint shot and won't go. Rebounded by Hope Richardson again. Back over to Anna Briner. 1 minute left on the clock, and Briner's going to now draw the foul. Camry Mayfield was just trying to get in as quickly as possible. With that, more than likely, we're going to come away with a Cedar Park victory, which will be a huge one. This will put them at 6-2 in district for the rest of the season, and they got 6 games left after this one. And I'll tell you what, when you can come out to enemy's territory after the game that you had the beginning of the district season against this team, a tough loss, a heartbreaker, and you're able to connect, as that one is good. Anna Briner scoring on that one. And this one's tipped away and won't go through. 40 to 20 the score. But when you're able to come to enemy territory after they were able to take that first win from you at home in a heartbreaking fashion, you're able to dominate, it's always a confidence booster for the rest of the regular season. And it's coming up close to playoff time, and Cedar Park will definitely want to retaliate for the rest of the season. And that shot is up, and it is good. Camry Mayfield puts up a 3. And this will more than likely do it here, as Cedar Park is going to have to just draw a foul. No foul call on that one. And eventually the foul is called. 13 seconds left on the clock. And as you heard from the Cedar Park fans and the rumbling of my camera, this will more than likely conclude this one. I might have to get a more stable set of tripods after this game. I bet you after this one, this thing's going to be janky. Second one is up. Briner off the rim, won't go. She's just trying to waste time on that one. Jayla Green will rebound it and conclude this one in enemy territory by a final score of 40 to 23. The revenge is served. Cedar Park is now 15-8 on the season with a 6-2 district record, and taking that satisfying victory against a team that beat them in their district opener at home against Hayes. The drive to Buda chose worthy, As district play winds down towards the end, it gets tight in this district. A dominant victory. Jayla Green really playing out of her mind today with 16 points in this one. Kaylee Rogers with 6. Hope Richardson with 7. Grace Slaughter with 5. Kaylee Rogers with 6. Anna Briner with 5. And the starters all played in this game except for Nevaeh Yu, who came in for a little bit there and able to dominate on the road. And that is going to do it for our broadcast here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Coverage of Cedar Park Timberwolves ladies basketball. For Merle Bertrand, our broadcasting director, for Cinna Venkat, our product manager, for Skylar Galipsy, our quality analyst, and for every one of y'all watching at home, I am Dalton Brown, saying thank y'all for listening in to Cedar Park Timberwolves ladies basketball. We'll be right back with a matchup on Friday as we get ready for the rest of this remaining season. Good night, everybody. God bless you all. We will see you on Friday on the Vype Sports Media Network.